few changes on the house since we started construction. First and foremost is the siding. We had originally intended to do cement stucco because that's what we had on our last house that had been there 100 years. But the pricing for that came in too high, so we decided to go with cedar shake. I've been installing that myself, one by one, and it's a long process, but we're very pleased with it. It's a very durable project. There are houses in the Northeast that have had it on for 200 years. It's easily repairable, and so it's a good durable material. The roofing material is a standing seam metal roof. It was selected because we had a photovoltaic panel to put on that roof. We expect that material to come in sometime in the next couple of weeks. So the top 12 feet of this main roof will be essentially, it'll look like black paint. That thin film material is about 1/8 of an inch thick, and that will power up the entire house. The perimeter of the house, as I mentioned earlier, is this gravel that you see that goes all the way around it is the rainwater collection system. It all slopes to one direction. It has a rubber liner and it's filled with gravel. It serves a couple of different purposes. One, it helps to keep pests away from the house. It prevents vegetation from getting too close so that it can damage the siding, and in addition to the rainwater collection system. One of the things that we had selected that we were very conscious of in our decision was the design of the home. We've had a number of criticisms of the green building industry being too avant-garde and not approachable by the general population. And I wanted to demonstrate that you could build a home that looked like any other home and still be a high-tech home. And so I opted to build along the lines of the Craftsman style, kind of Craftsman meets 2010. So a number of things like the brackets over the front entry, the corners of the building that have the Boston weave corners, the trim details around the windows with the ears and the aprons are all details that lend itself to that Craftsman look. I think a lot of the designers that go into architectural school are driven to do something that's neater and cooler than anything else has ever been done before, and there's a lot to be said for the tried and true, particularly in a very conservative market like the Grand Rapids area. To sell something that is very avant-garde ever in the future you really limit yourself to a very small group of people, and we didn't want to do that. So by selecting a design that has a wider appeal, we think we've made a better case for sustainable building. Well, here we are on a beautiful late fall day. It's the last piece of construction has just been finished. We've installed the solar panels, and we installed the unisolar panels, the PVL 144. Each of these 40 panels generates 144 watts of electricity when we've got full sun like we have right now. So for a total generating capacity of 5,760 watts. In theory, that's enough to power up our whole house. At the end of the year, it should balance out our total electric needs. We just had the electric meter that we had installed with the original construction of the house removed and a dual meter installed. One meter will measure the amount of electricity that we consume during the day, and the other meter will measure the amount of electricity that we feed back into the grid from the PV system. So evenings and winter days when we are not generating very much electricity, or cloudy days, then we'll be measuring the electricity that we get off the grid, and then on other days, warm sunny days in the summertime when we have lots of sunlight, we'll be generating excess capacity and feeding it back into the grid. At the end of the year, the idea is to net out to a zero energy used for the building. This is our energy converter. This converts the power that comes from the solar panels from direct current DC power to alternating current, which is what we use in the house and in the grid. So that all happens inside of this box, and that goes into our electrical panel or into that meter that goes back into the grid, depending on how much capacity we're generating.